Where to live in Surrey, BC. Emily called us after watching our Living in Surrey playlist, excited about the prospect of moving to Surrey, a new city to her. It was incredibly exciting for a change, but also filled her with a ton of anxiety because, well, Emily was from out of town and she had no idea what the best communities in Surrey might be for her own specific needs. As you know, when you choose a home to buy, you only get one chance to get it right before you're all in. This got me thinking that everybody could benefit about knowing where to live in Surrey. Hours and hours of research have gone into today's video all about where to live in Surrey. So just like Emily, you can find the very best neighborhoods for you. Stick with me and I'm going to let you know all about the best communities in Surrey and what they offer. And if you hang around to the end, I'm even going to let you know which community Emily decided to call home. If that sounds good, cue the music. Let's get started. My name is Darren, a realtor in Surrey, BC with McDonald Realty and team leader of the German group. If this is your first time on this channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Surrey, BC, White Rock, BC, or anything going on with British Columbia real estate in general, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of the updates we are posting on a regular basis to help you learn more about the current market and areas. People just like you are booking online meetups with us every day to learn more about their move to Surrey or White Rock. And the good news is we're here to help you too. Whether you're looking at making your move in the next 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months from now, feel free to use the link to set up an online meetup with our team so we can help you learn all about the communities you're interested in and help make sure that your move is the absolute best that it could ever be. All right, so where to live in Surrey? Well, that's a pretty big question because Surrey is huge, one of the largest municipalities in Canada, in fact. Emily was from out of town and new to the prospect of living in Surrey, and she really wanted to make sure she got it right because, you know, she spent a ton of time researching the city online, but was unsure about which community might be the best suited for her because it's so big here. She was generally convinced Surrey was the perfect choice for her, but really needed some guidance. You don't buy a home every day, so naturally you want to make sure that you get that right because you've only got the one chance to do it. And you want to make sure that you pick the community that is going to best serve your individual needs or your family's needs. Everyone deserves to have the same great information that Emily did when she decided what community was good for her, so that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video, so you have the same information Emily did. We're going to cover the best areas in Surrey for recreation. We're going to look at the housing costs across the 6 different areas in Surrey and how they compare to each other. We're going to talk about the best areas for commuting if you need to be in other areas of the Lower Mainland. We're going to dive into the best areas in Surrey for families to live. We're also going to talk about the best area for young people in Surrey, and I'm going to give you the best overall community in Surrey in my own eyes. So by the end of this video, you're going to have all the information you need to make a great decision. To kick things off, let's talk about the 6 main areas in Surrey and just put some names to them so you know what we're referring to. Those areas include South Surrey, Cloverdale, Newton, Guildford, the Whalley area, and Fleetwood. They are all different from each other, so let's dive into the details about finding the best community for you. And lastly, before we get started, I want to ask you for a favor. If you find value in this video once you're done watching it, the only thing we ask is please consider giving it a thumbs up. Not only does this let us know that we're doing a good job and you like the content of these videos, but it also helps other would-be homebuyers just like you discover these videos so they can find the perfect place in Surrey too. So if we got a deal, let's move forward. The first on our list is which community is best for recreation. And without a doubt, hands down, this has got to be the South Surrey neighborhood for a variety of reasons. Look, South Surrey is on the peninsula and you're surrounded by White Rock Beach, Crescent Beach. So right off the bat, we know that you've got ocean basically all around you. If you're someone that likes doing any seaside or beach activities, even just going for a walk along the beach, obviously this community is going to be incredible for you. But South Surrey isn't just beaches. It's also got some fairly significant parks. In fact, some of the biggest parks in Surrey. This includes parks like the Sunnyside Urban Acres Forest, which is one of my absolute favorites. Or you've got another massive park in South Surrey called Crescent Park. Both are just absolutely awesome in terms of going for a walk in the forest and enjoying some down, quiet nature time. You could also consider visiting the wetlands to go see what kind of animals are out there today at the Serpentine Fen Nature Park. Now there's a ton of other outdoor activities to do in South Surrey, far beyond what I've just let you know about, but there's also lots of city organized activities in their community centers that you could also choose to take part in as well. South Surrey alone features 2 indoor pools and 1 outdoor pool. You've got community hubs all over, like you would find at Softball City or Centennial Park areas. And just generally, sports are completely plentiful in South Surrey, more so because you've got South Surrey Athletic Park right there, which just hosts absolutely everything under the sun. This is by far one of the best athletic parks in all of the Lower Mainland, and anybody with young families absolutely loves it because everything is right there. Coming in number 2 for best for recreation, well, I gotta give a honorable mention to the area of Fleetwood. Fleetwood is close to the highways, so you can get out of town quite quickly and get into the mountains. And you've also got the Fleetwood Tyne Head Park, which is absolutely one of my all-time favorites in the entire city of Surrey. And lastly, Fleetwood also has lots of community activities, whether it's in city recreation centers or just generally because of the amount of park space in the area. So Fleetwood's a second best option when it comes to recreation in the city of Surrey. Next on our list is housing costs, and I want to make sure that if you're considering relocating to Surrey and you want to know where to live in Surrey, you have a little bit of an idea of how far your money's going to go, so that can point you in a direction and help you decide the best community for your affordability. Let's talk about detached houses first to give you an idea of how the different areas fare when it comes to the price of housing. The West Newton area has a benchmark price of $1.358 million, whereas East Newton has $1.573 million. Whalley comes in at $1.44 million, and South Surrey comes in at the highest on our list at $1.887 million. Guildford is the cheapest on our list at $1.329 million, Fleetwood at $1.574 million, and Cloverdale comes in at $1,510,000. I don't want to just limit this to detached homes though. I want to make sure you have the numbers for condominiums as well to help give you a little bit of balance if your affordability level does not allow for a detached home. So this is what the numbers look like for condominiums in the city of Surrey based in the different areas. West Newton comes in at $554,000, East Newton comes in at $488,000, Whalley at $479,000, and South Surrey comes in at $609,000. Guildford condominiums come in at $574,000, Fleetwood comes in at $606,000, and Cloverdale comes in at $616,000 for the benchmark price of a condominium. The third on our list is which area is the best for commuting. You know, it would be a perfect world if work was beside your home, or maybe that wouldn't be, maybe that'd be too close. But nonetheless, you don't want to have to spend a ton of time commuting and sitting in traffic just trying to get to work. So the area that comes out on absolute top when it comes to the need to commute anywhere in the Lower Mainland, well, that's got to be the Whalley neighborhood. Here's the reason why. To start, well, you've got the SkyTrain in Whalley, and the SkyTrain is going to connect you to all different areas of the Lower Mainland. So if you need to commute from Surrey to, let's say, Langley, or let's say Richmond, or Burnaby, New Westminster, even Vancouver, the SkyTrain is going to give you the easiest access to get to those areas, and it starts right in downtown Whalley. Now, I mentioned Langley. Langley's not quite there yet, but the good news is it soon will be. Estimated to be completed towards the end of 2028, you will have the new Surrey to Langley SkyTrain extension, which will run right down Fraser Highway through Cloverdale and get you all the way to downtown Langley. This is definitely the fastest way of getting around the Lower Mainland, but you also have really great transit service because the SkyTrain is also right there at the Surrey Centre bus loop. As you would imagine, this bus loop is going to get you almost anywhere in the Lower Mainland, and the buses are plentiful and very easy to jump onto. This whole transit system is operated by a company called TransLink. And let's talk a little bit about TransLink. It's not perfect, but I do want to let you know a unique thing about TransLink, because it is considered one of the largest and most comprehensive transit systems in all of North America, especially in the terms of the services it offers and the variety of transportation options that it has to contend with. It also covers a massive geographical area. Maybe you're not completely interested in taking public transit though. So one of the other great things about the Whalley area is you are right at the tip of Surrey and easily out of town to get into other areas of the Lower Mainland. So whether you're jumping onto the Perimeter Road or you want easy access to either Highway 1 or Highway 99, to get into some other areas of the Lower Mainland, you are right there and it is right at your fingertips. Coming in at number 2, I did want to give special mention to the area of Newton because it's also got the Newton Exchange bus loop. Newton is also going to be home to a lot of more public transportation coming up in the future. Once upon a time, there was light rail transit that was supposed to go from the city center or Wally all the way down to Newton, kind of connecting them with dedicated rail lines right down King George Boulevard. That plan unfortunately got scrapped, but the good news is, as of recently, you're going to now have bus rapid transit coming down from the Wally area all the way down into Newton and down into South Surrey as well. These rapid transit buses are high-frequency rapid transit services with dedicated bus lanes and rail-like stations. Next on our list is which community is best for families. If you've got a family and you want to pick the absolute best area in Surrey to live, well, the number one area that I'm going to recommend to you is the neighborhood of Cloverdale. Here's why. Cloverdale is one of the first areas designed with density in mind. It's one of the first true neighborhoods where we started to see a lot of people go into this area. So they built it for families around the idea of families. This means the houses, they became a little bit bigger, but the lots, well, they became a little bit smaller. You also have lots of options in the area in terms of townhomes and condominiums, providing for a very mixed neighborhood with lots of different options for different styles of housing. Now, we did a video on Cloverdale on why it's so great for families in our Ultimate Surrey Neighborhood Guide, and I want to encourage you to check that out. It looks just like this, and we will make sure it is linked in the description of this video. And of course, you can find it in our Living in Surrey playlist. So I'm not gonna dive super deep into the reasons specifically, but I'll let you know the top 5 reasons why we think this community is best for families. And these top 5 reasons include things like the affordability of the area, the selection of different styles of housing that are great for any type of budget, the fact that the community was designed with families in mind, some of the local attractions that families in the area love, and a few more tidbits. So be sure to check out that video because it'll really help you narrow down exactly why Cloverdale is the best community for families. The honorable mention, number 2 in this spot, it goes to Fleetwood. Fleetwood generally is just a quieter community where there is less traffic, very much more of a suburbia type neighborhood, and there's still lots of recreation options and options for families to go enjoy some of the great things that the city of Surrey has to offer. So Fleetwood's a good consideration too if you got a family. With only 2 more on our list, I want to make sure that you know the best community for young people in all of the city of Surrey, and without a doubt, that has got to be the Wally neighborhood. Also featured in our Best Neighborhood in Surrey series, and you will find it in our Living in Surrey playlist, we dive deep about why Wally is one of the great areas for young people. And you can see what this video looks like here. We will also attach this into the description below. But let's talk about why it is so great for young people. One of them is just the style of housing in the area. It's naturally a lot of condominiums because it's the downtown area of Surrey. This means you've got a lot of new buyers, first-time buyers in the area who typically tend to be of the younger demographic. And with tall concrete towers absolutely everywhere, you've got lots and lots of people. As the city of Surrey continues to evolve and continues to grow, this will be the new downtown hub of soon to be BC's largest populated city. You're going to find lots of similar demographics if you're a younger person in this area. And due to the fact that, as we had mentioned earlier, the transit options are so great in Wally, anybody starting their career can easily get to any area in the Lower Mainland. But with Wally, you don't even necessarily need to commute because there is incredible amounts of employment opportunities in the area as well, because it is really becoming the center of commerce for the entire city of Surrey. Speaking of the center of commerce, you also may consider the Guildford neighborhood if you're a younger person looking to relocate to Surrey. Guildford is 100% the center of commerce currently, and this is largely because the entire community, well, it was kind of built around something called the Guildford Town Center. This is a humongous mall recently added on to that makes it an incredibly popular place to hang out and socialize. This area is always bustling with activity, and one of my favorite things about the Guildford neighborhood is if you like to go out and you're a little bit of a foodie, you can find absolutely every ethnicity of food with incredible restaurants and options in the area of Guildford. Last on our list is the best overall community, and I'm going to be a little bit biased in suggesting this, but it has got to be South Surrey. Now, South Surrey is certainly the most expensive area out of all of the 6 neighborhoods featured in this video. But as you recall, it was also highlighted for one of the best areas in the entire city of Surrey for recreation purposes. Not only that, it's incredibly quiet compared to most other areas just due to its geographical location within the Lower Mainland. I'm getting older, so if you're like me, I really start to appreciate quiet the older I get. It is a very intelligently designed community with nice wide tree-lined streets that is great for families and great for retirees as well. You can find lots more information about South Surrey in either our Living in South Surrey or our Living in White Rock playlists. But let me just leave you with the fact that South Surrey is usually the area out of all of Surrey that all residents of the area strive to call home, if not today, one day in the future. You're gonna absolutely love South Surrey. So there you have it. Now you are an informed buyer if you are looking to find something in the city of Surrey. You now know the best areas in Surrey, and you want to make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming Best Neighborhoods in Surrey series. These, of course, are where we're going to dive deeper into each individual community so you can know as much about them before you come here. And then that way you can be just like Emily and find the perfect community for you and your family. Oh yeah, and the neighborhood that Emily ended up in, well, you can find her in the Whalley area. Hey, look, if you've got any questions about living in the city of Surrey, or if you're someone that lives in the city of Surrey and you'd like to see more content on anything specific, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about living in the city of Surrey and what you absolutely love about it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the updates coming up in the future, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.